Should be an interesting one tonight. Great to have you with us. It'll be Kennedy Brown and Hannah Hank to jump it off, and away we go. The Blue Devils control the opening tap and immediately into the hands of the talented sophomore Shayeann Day-Wilson. 40 assists on the season as he sends it to the left, and Richardson, a bounce pass into the post, and an early touch for Brown, a kick out, 3-ball up. Oh boy, Taylor is still sizzling.
Clemson comes out in a 2-3 zone, and Celeste Taylor has just been fantastic from behind the arc lately.
That's 13 in 3+ games now. As the Tigers bring it across, you see the starting lineup tonight includes the grad transfer from Elon Bree. Perpignan, the only player in a Clemson uniform tonight who's played on this floor because of COVID cancellations and scheduling quirks. As Clemson finds themselves down early. First possession of the game, though. Perpignan tried to send it outside, an early theft for the Blue Devils and a chance to run. It's Balagoon in transition all the way in, and a quick 5-0 start for the Blue Devils.
And if you want to be successful in Cameron, you have to figure out how to play against Duke's stingy defense. And one of the ways to play against it is not to let it get set up. Great transition basket by the Tigers, and they get into a 2-2-1 3/4 court press of their own.
Hannah Hank averages about 5 a game, an early field goal there, and it's 5-2. There's the pressure, a quick deflection, but able to save it in the corner is Richardson. Shot clock's at 17 as they go to work, and it's Day-Wilson a little bit short on a 3, and a rebound inside for Ruby Whitehorn. When we talked to Amanda Butler, the head coach of the Tigers, she said they have to do a much better job rebounding here tonight.
They're coming off a loss against Syracuse, in which Syracuse had 21 offensive rebounds, and I think Coach Butler knows that's inexcusable.
As Hank gets called for a travel inside on the way in, and you see the head coach for the Tigers. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils have been really good offensively of late and able to get out in transition here.
Now they do a great job creating offense with their defense. The Duke defense has been stifling this season, one of the tops in the country.
As they get it out court, oh, nice passing and an easy deuce as Richardson's on the board.
Nice textbook press break by Duke.
Quickly up by 5, 7-2. Here's Douglas with 8 to shoot. Into the corner it goes. A touch for Perpignan. She weaves into traffic. 3 to shoot. Got to go. Going to pull from 15. Got it. The Blue Devils leading 7-4, 5.5 minutes in. They've missed their last 7 shots. Missed 8 of their last 9. What's Clemson doing defensively that's causing problems? Well, we'll get to that in a second. How about a theft up top for Bradford? She goes inside. Off the left window. No, but a foul, and she'll shoot 2. And 2 free throws coming for an 81% free throw shooter. And Nunu Bradford, the senior out of Mobile, Alabama, began her career at Jones College.
And she's 5th in the steals in the ACC. She was a first-team All-American junior college. She knows how to play the game. Yeah,
had her streak of 9 straight games with 2 or more ended in that loss to Syracuse, as the second free throw is good. And the Tigers draw to within 2. And more pressure in backcourt. We expected to see this from both teams here tonight as de Jesus breaks it, and now they'll set up the offense as they look to Carol Lawson for the call. Richardson, inside it goes. A touch for Heide. Sends it off to the right. Penetrating. Not much there, so they'll back out and reset. Oliver's got it. 4 to shoot. On the left, Richardson. Inside they go. Heide in traffic. Going to force it up. Got it to go. Big time bucket for Mia Heide. Her first field goal.
Wow, that's a lot of patience by Duke. Good ball movement. Reversing the floor. Finding the post player. Nice try by Heide to make that right before the shot clock expired.
Brings to an end a 4.5 minute scoring drought for Carol Lawson's squad.
I haven't seen that a lot from the Blue Devils this year. They've been pretty proficient with their balanced scoring attack.
Averaging 71 a game while giving up just over 50. Up off the bench, Maddie out with a touch. They swing it up top for Bradford. Deep into the shot clock on this end. 2 to shoot. Drives to the baseline. Spins. Got to get something up. Oh, nice find. And the layup takes 2 tours around the rim and falls in for Hank.
Little patience on both ends, huh? Making the offense work tonight.
Taylor had 14 of those threes that have been made over the last 5 games. Their first 10 games, they were shooting 26% from distance. De Jesus now with 10 to shoot. Bodied up. Shook loose. Now sends it cross court. Into the corner it goes. It's Day-Wilson with 4 to shoot. Counted in the foul.
And again, beautiful patience by the Blue Devils, and that's Ashlyn Jackson, the freshman from Texas, with the one more pass to Day-Wilson in the corner. She takes the dribble with the pull-up, draws the foul. Big basket by Day-Wilson.
Robinson tagged for her first foul on the closeout, and here is the sophomore out of Canada trying to tack on the extra point. She will. Averaging 7 a game, but coming in with 40 assists. Day-Wilson for the Blue Devils.
last year's ACC Freshman of the Year. She had to do so much for this team last season. And this year, she just plays her role, gets her minutes. So much more balance on the Blue Devil squad.
Robinson works it over to the right, into the hands of Bradford now. Clemson deliberate on the offensive end, going up against one of the best defenses in the country, and a theft up top. Cleanly stolen by Oliver. A chance to run into the paint, spins to the middle, flips it for Heide. Too tall, but somehow Heide got it back. And now they'll reset. You got to push quickly at both these teams. You don't want to go against a set defense, as Heide went inside and missed the runner, and a rebound for the Tigers.
Best offense sometimes is not letting the defense set up, and both these teams like the transition game.
And I know Duke has a 5-point lead, but I imagine Amanda Butler's pretty happy right now. The Tigers kind of hanging around in a hostile atmosphere on the road against one of the best teams in the league.
Well, and for a team that's none of them have played in Cameron except for Perpignan, I mean, it's pretty impressive. Not an easy place to play. Nice putback right there by Robinson.
Yep, their leading scorer, 12.6 a game, has her first field goal, and it's a 3-point game as we drift under a minute to play in the opening quarter. Nearly a theft up top instead of foul on Bradford. You touched on the offensive rebounding. It was 50-34 in total as Syracuse won at Clemson 91-77. 39 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Inside, nice catch for Heide. Goes up and got the bucket.
Wow, great hands by the 6'3" graduate transfer from Tulane. 6'6" sits down, 6'3" comes in. Duke has great size.
And the lead back to 5, as big as it's been all night. Perpignan holding on to it, about a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Going to work, sends it up top. Elmore off the bench, sends it inside, a little bit short. Robinson, and 6 seconds for Carol Lawson's group to work with. It's Day-Wilson with 2, with 1 to Jesus at the buzzer. Good time. Well, that'll get the home crowd energized. Biggest lead of the night for the Blue Devils, 17-9 at the end of the opening quarter, as De Jesus dials one up at the buzzer to make it 17-9 after 1. And also points per possession, where the Blue Devils are tied for 7th nationally, giving up .647. That's incredible. How about a theft for Taylor to get it started, and a double-digit lead for the first time tonight. Out to help is Elmore, just playing catch outside with 6 on the timer. Perpignan at the left elbow, into the corner. See what Whitehorn can do. Into the post, nice move, off the window, too strong. Tap follow, good. Wow, crashing the offensive glass is Robinson. It's not just game preparation, right, for Whitehorn, such a talented player coming in. It's also, how do you practice, how do you prepare, particularly when you get into league games?
There's a big mental part to playing college basketball, and it's a big mental part to staying at top. And Duke right now at 4-0, it's like, how do you handle success? How do you stay at the top? And that's discipline. It's discipline and focus and bringing it to every game.
Blue Devils, after that early bucket, now have gone more than 2 minutes without a field goal. Into the paint they go. Bradford to scoop. Another block by Brown, but Bradford able to save it.
Does that big show and gets back and makes it really difficult to turn the corner.
Nice catch in traffic, but unable to finish. But there again is Robinson to clean it up. But that's where those freebies become so important. You can't have giveaways up top, like you said, for easy runouts. As Taylor's going to try a 3, and that's her second.
She has been so impressive from behind the arc, just so poised, and the efficiency and consistency, as we said in the open, of Taylor and Balagoon are really what's propelling this Duke team to the next level.
And the lead back to 9, 4 minutes into the second quarter. Oh, nice quick first step and a lay-in for Perpignan. The 2.0 assist to turnover ratio ranks 9th in the league. Showing the scoring touch there. Meanwhile, here's Taylor again to the baseline. Closing in on double figures already, but an errant pass into backcourt, and the Blue Devils will turn it over for what will be the 6th time tonight.
When was the last time Clemson won in Cameron?
95. You mentioned that win for the Tigers. It was their only win in the last 25 meetings. I mean, that's a staggering statistic.
Blue Devils have been dominating in this series.
But as you said, a little bit closer of late, and Amanda Butler's team feels like they've got a chance here tonight. Driving the baseline is Gaines, spinning into traffic. There's Brown again. A block inside. Got it back, put it up, and didn't get the roll. And this time, Day-Wilson with a rebound.
Every time you think you have a straight line to the rim, Kennedy Brown just steps up and puts those long arms up and alters your shot.
Gaines aggressive, didn't get the payoff. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils miss a 3, and racing the other way, it's Douglas. Midway point of the second quarter, a quarter that's seen Clemson outscore the Blue Devils 6-5 to get within 7, and there's a jumper off the right side of the paint.
Douglas with a little daylight off that screen, finds the pull-up jump shot, knocks it down.
The transfer from Western Nebraska Community College averages 6 a game. And in a game that it feels like the Blue Devils are in control of, Clemson kind of lurking, down by 5.
Tigers are hanging around.
There's been so many upsets in the ACC already early in league plays, weaving through traffic, and Richardson couldn't handle it. Finally did get it, put it up, and drew a foul. And you see the offensive rebounding right now. Blue Devils have really had a healthy margin on the boards this year. It's Reagan Richardson with her 3rd point, and now 4 as they stretch the lead back to 7. And more pressure for Carol Lawson's squad, broken this time by Douglas on the left.
Tigers really doing a nice job with the press break. A lot of teams have come in and struggled to get it across half court, and that sets up that little spin move by Amari Robinson. Senior continues to impress.
14th in the league, 13 points a game, and now a steal in backcourt by Douglas and a foul on Day-Wilson. Under 4 minutes to go in a quick moving first half. There's a drive and another block inside. This time I think it was Heide who got a piece, and the Blue Devils a chance to run 3-on-2. Oliver into the corner. 3-ball for Jackson, no, and the rebound inside for Clemson. Whitehorn behind the back with a dribble. Boy, you see the talent. A little pull-up is good.
How about that freshman? A little shot fake in transition, gets her defender off their feet, knocks down the 10-footer, and the Tigers are slapping the floor, ready to play defense.
In Cameron, the visiting team slapping the floor. Jackson sends it up top, into the paint they go. Heide trying to step through, put it off the window for 2.
Nice job by Heide to seal the middle of that 2-3 zone, get great position, a little drop step, easy lay-in for her.
And the lead is 5 as we drift under 3 minutes to play in the opening half. Douglas navigating some traffic into the paint, kicks to the corner. They don't have a 3 yet. They do now as Whitehorn drills it from the right corner.
Back-to-back baskets by the freshman. Nice pass to find the open shooter.
Duke has led the entire way by as many as 10. When it was 19-9 off the inbound. Nice touch, but a little bit too strong with the jumper is Richardson. And another defensive rebound for the Tigers. This time into the hands of Hank. A crossover and a drive. Perpignan into the paint. Thought better of it. And they work it around the perimeter for Bradford. She wants to drive on a double team. Left it short. Hank on the offensive glass. Tied at 26.
Hannah Hank, the Australian, doing the dirty work, following the shot. Another basket around the rim. Points in the paint for Clemson starting to add up.
Final minute of a very entertaining opening 20 minutes. Home crowd trying to get into it. Let's go Duke is the chant. Meanwhile, nearly a theft, trying to dive to save it is Hank, but she cannot.
This Clemson zone has given Duke problems, really limited their scoring and their looks at the basket. This time Clemson comes out and I think they're in man-to-man right now, mixing it up.
De Jesus again. Got it in a foul. She had the dagger to end the first quarter, and there's another haymaker right here.
Hitting a big-time shot, creating her own shot, a little shake and bake behind the arc, knocks it down, draws the foul. She did it at the end of the first quarter. She's doing it at the end of the second quarter. And Vanessa de Jesus is the player that's always out here before the game, an hour and a half before, shooting threes, and it pays off. She's a worker.
Always tough on a closeout not to foul there. I imagine that's one of those things you never want to foul a three-point shooter, right?
No, and especially when you've tied the game and you're going into the half, but Clemson with another opportunity to score here.
About a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Remember, maybe Clemson went a little early at the end of the first quarter and allowed Duke to come down and hit that three. You wonder how quickly they'll go here.
Yeah, I think they'll take it down to around 7, try to make the move, get a horn set here, double high post screen for Perpignan, probably roll into the high-low set. Tried to work it before.
Shot clock's at 7. They try to go inside, but drawing the offensive foul is Heide.
Heide has really done a great job defensively in this game against Inyang. Comes off the bench, giving her team some really good minutes. Let's see if Clemson can hold the Blue Devils here.
5 seconds. They lob it to the left. Who else? To Jesus for 3. That one's too strong. Offensive rebound for Heide. Couldn't get it to go. But a strong into the first half for Carol Lawson's squad as De Jesus has made threes at the end of the first and the second. Starters back out there for both sides as we go to the third quarter. Quickly inside for Brown. Couldn't get it up cleanly. It's out of bounds and will stay with the Blue Devils. Both Robinson and Hank had 6 to lead the way for the Tigers. And off the inbound, it's Taylor. A jab step and a 3. Right back to work up top. And on the strength of 2 threes, really, when you think about it, with De Jesus late in the first half, the Blue Devils have built their lead back to 6 after Clemson had tied it at 26. On the drive, Whitehorn put it off the window for 2.
Brown came over for the help. Whitehorn with a little shot fake hesitation. Just a smooth move and a nice kiss off the glass. Freshman continues to excel.
What do you like about how the zone defense has worked for Amanda Butler so far as Taylor gets inside, shovels it out. Day-Wilson for a 3. Got that one. Perpignan in transition. Looking for a screen up top. Gets it from Robinson. Now looks to feed it back. Bradford, no space, lobs it inside. Nice catch by Robinson. A kick out, a good look for Perpignan. Can't hit, and the rebound fought for. Oh, it came to Hank, and she laid it in. I mean, a third of the points for the Tigers tonight have come on second chance opportunities. It's so difficult to score against the Blue Devils set defense, but they're doing work on the glass as Balagoon can't hit, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by the Tigers.
The catch, the Australian lays it in for 2 more.
Taylor crossover to the left. 3 ball up from Jackson, and it's good.
When you can put 4 shooters on the perimeter, it's really tough. That 2-3 zone has to move. They have to close out quickly, but it's hard to guard. When Duke is on, they're going to be really tough to guard in his zone.
Perpignan sends it out. Hank's going to try a deep one. That's too strong. And the rebound tip controlled by Clemson. Quickly back inside. Nice post position for Robinson, and she'll try to do it the old-fashioned way. As good as Carol Lawson's group is defensively, if they start lighting it up from 3, I mean, good luck, right?
Indeed.
As Robinson converts the 3-point play. More pressure, long hit ahead pass controlled by Brown. Now Balagoon's open from 18 feet out, won't shoot, wants to drive, blocking foul.
20 points and 10 rebounds against Louisville, 16 and 7 against NC State. Only 2 in this one. We'll see if she comes to life against the zone.
Here's Oliver up off the bench, sends one inside for Balagoon. A kick out, Day-Wilson on the drop, off the right window, count it, and she'll have a chance for 3.
Makes it look easy, doesn't she?
Look at the ball movement.
It's just, she make that one more pass, she attacks the closeout, and she gets the foul, and she brings a whole lot of energy to the Blue Devil squad. Blue Devils do a fantastic job sharing the basketball this season. Coming into tonight, 243 of their 401 made field goals were assisted. That's 61%. That's how well they share the basketball.
Meanwhile, that foul was on Robinson, significant. That's her 3rd. So both Robinson and Inyang with 3 for the Tigers, who trail by 7 with 6.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Blue Devil faithful looking for a walk. No whistle. Inside it goes for Robinson. Wow, what a strong move. Didn't finish, but she'll have 2 free throws coming.
She had some great minutes coming in for Brown in the first half.
Yeah, 6 points for her in that first half. Well above her season average of 4.5 as the free throw is no good for Robinson. The 2 are a combined 5 out of 9 at the charity stripe.
And Robinson's an 88% free throw shooter.
Best on the team gets the second one to go. And Robinson becomes the first Tiger into double figures. She's got 10. Taylor already there for the Blue Devils. As Taylor comes off of the screen, dumps it off inside. Oliver, oh, what a find, but a block defensively for Hank, and she's got the rebound. As Douglas has it for Clemson out of the timeout. Looking inside, gets a screen up top from Inyang, back out there with 3 fouls, down to 5 to shoot. It's Bradford on the drop, all the way in, an easy 2. Not often you get one that easy at the rim against Carol Lawson's defense.
No help side, but I love that quick attack by Bradford. Just catches and goes.
We've seen this a couple times tonight. A little bit of a scoring drought for the Blue Devils. 2.5 minutes now. They've missed their last 4.
Clemson's starting to capitalize on that. It's Bradford knowing personnel. She's not going to come out on Jordan Oliver. She's not going to shoot that 3, but Celeste Taylor will. 5
to shoot. It's De Jesus. Too strong, and Taylor an offensive rebound. Right back to work in the paint, scooped it up. Oh my goodness! Falling to the deck, she got it to go.
She is having an amazing senior season. She's playing, we said it in the open, with so much consistency and confidence. I love the confidence coming out of Celeste Taylor.
13 for her, the lead back to 6. And Corsdale has the rebound, and here come the Blue Devils. It's Taylor with the hot hand, holding up top.
You're the Clemson defense, you have to know where she is all the time, and you have to get a hand up in her face and not let her get a good look at the basket. And she's got some long range to go with it.
A 6-point cushion. As Corsdale going to try a jumper around and out, and Clemson couldn't control the rebound. Let's get another peek maybe at some point at that finish by Taylor. Here we go. Look at that.
Splitting two defenders. Underhand scoop shot off the rim. No fear.
That's one of those players you just say you go do whatever you want to, right? When you can finish like that around the rim.
I mean, really, her confidence right now, she's such a great athlete, and she's just really, really coming into her own on the offensive end. We've always known she's a great defender.
Off the inbound, though, a turnover, a theft for Douglas, a chance to run all the way in. She draws a foul. Crafty play by the junior as she gets the contact from Richardson, who picks up her first. Averages 6 a game, had a bucket in the first half, and now at the free throw line here in the third quarter. And the first one is good. Clemson tonight at the charity stripe, now 3 out of 5 as the second one is good as well. And she was asked about whether or not her team has handled success well, and she kind of said, I don't know yet. I mean, we're still learning about this team, and that tonight was going to be a challenge. How do you handle that off a week off? And so far, they played well, but you got to give Clemson some credit as well. Here's De Jesus in the corner, working her way around the defender, and the foul is going to be called on Whitehorn, and that is her first. Right-handed free throw shooter out of California sends it on the way, and good. Gave them momentum going to the second quarter, and then kind of stemmed the tide at the end of the first half. The two teams have cleaned up the turnovers here in the second half a little bit. There were 18 combined in the first half. Only 4 here so far combined in the third quarter. And we get a whistle before the inbound and a foul coming on Duke, which will be their 5th, and that's going to send the Tigers into the bonus. And Enyang with 3 apiece for Clemson. Meanwhile, for the Blue Devils, you got Brown on the bench with 3, as the first free throw for Whitehorn is good. Kennedy Brown has been here tonight defensively inside with the 5 block shots. She's been on the bench since the 6:30 mark when she picked up her third, as the second free throw is no good. And chasing down the loose ball with the rebound is Balagoon in transition. Blue Devils by 5, looking for more. Leave it up top for Heide. Now to the right of Balagoon 3. That is a big shot for Carol Lawson's squad.
Blue Devils in transition, moving the basketball, find the open Balagoon. She's been kind of quiet offensively tonight, but you can't keep her down for long.
Their lead is 8 with 2:13 to go, and we get a whistle and a hand check up top. Trying to bring the Tigers a little bit closer. They've been outscored 18-13 here in the third quarter. Right-handed free throw shooter, around and out, I should say. And you see they're 88%, which is 2 of 4 tonight. And the second is good.
There she goes.
Jackson now to Jesus.
Clemson's done a good job. They've done a good job getting 10, 12 seconds off that shot clock with that press.
And on the right to Jesus, going to try a 3. Rattled out. The rebound still fought for. Heide has it. A kick out for Taylor and a fresh 20. We've got 1:42 to go in the third quarter. Duke up by 7. Can't hit the shot on the left from Heide. A third opportunity for Balagoon. Oh, but she threw it away. A theft for Perpignan. In transition, the Euro step in the layup for 2.
Big steal right there by the graduate student Perpignan. Duke was working the offensive glass. Perpignan steps in and gets 2 for a team and cuts this to a 5-point game.
Good one tonight. 80 seconds to go in the third quarter. Every time it feels like Duke is about to pull away, Clemson has an answer. They whip one inside to the right corner. Balagoon's open, and she rings it in. Balagoon had 2 at halftime, coming to life here in the third quarter, 8 on the night, and that's the Blue Devil advantage with 55 seconds to go. And the crowd comes to life at Cameron Indoor. Into the paint, Whitehorn on a scoop, around and out, but she'll shoot 2.
Back-to-back threes from the corner. Keeping Duke with this 8-point cushion, now 7.
Second free throw, good.
Their consistent play. Neither of them, since they've been here, has been that consistent. They've both been good, but erratic, and they're really starting to come into their own. See Vanessa de Jesus trying to break the press, and a foul on the Tigers.
Got the lead at halftime and started to stretch things out at the end of the first quarter. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out over the next 40 seconds as the first free throw for De Jesus is good. De Jesus perfect coming into the game, 11 of 11, now 4 of 5 here tonight. Nope, they're going to wave it off. What do we got? Lane violation? We're going to look, see who was the one that was in early. Balagoon maybe came in a little bit early.
Inside the 3-point line too soon before the shot goes off. Good call by the official.
7-point lead for the Blue Devils. 33 seconds to go in the third quarter. About a 10-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Bradford looking for some space, none there. She's got it back in front of her own bench, looking inside, trying to force feed Robinson, and the Blue Devils take it away with Taylor. Shot clock's off.
Clemson has run that high-low play at the end of every quarter and has just come up empty 3 times in a row.
Can De Jesus do it again? And we get a whistle and a foul. Taylor sitting on 13, 5 of 10 from the field. She's got 3 threes here tonight. On the way, got them both. 47% from the field is Amanda Butler's squad, but just 1 of 5 from 3 tonight. We'll see who they draw up here with 6 seconds to go in the third quarter. On the right, it's Robinson driving. 2 seconds, 1 second, whips it to the corner. They won't get it off as De Jesus took it away. And good defense for the Blue Devils to wrap up the third quarter. Teams are only shooting 33% on the year against Kara Lawson's squad. That's first in the ACC and 5th in the country as we get an early whistle here in the fourth quarter, and a foul coming on the Blue Devils, and I believe that's going to be on Balagoon. That'll be her second. Kara Lawson's group using a 24-point third quarter to open up this 9-point lead after leading by 3 at intermission.
Celeste Taylor, maybe one of the best players I've ever seen in defending a backdoor cut. Like, no one can go backdoor on Celeste Taylor. She's just an incredible defender.
Douglas with 2 to shoot on the drive. Can't get by Taylor. Missed the shot. The rebound on the deck, and it'll be a shot clock violation. What's an experienced group out there for Clemson, particularly in the post. I mean, Robinson's got 103 career starts now. Hank's got 75. And Hank is closing in on a double-double. She's got 8 and 8. Meanwhile, it's Richardson on the baseline for 2.
Committed to working hard on the defensive end. Back tap by Reagan Richardson. The hustle plays.
And the hit ahead for Oliver, who lobs it into the post for Brown. We're 4 minutes into the fourth quarter. Duke with the only 2 points so far and a chance to add to it.
And now we've got Kennedy Brown on the free throw line.
And the free throw is good, really shutting down the Clemson offense as the second free throw was too strong. But Oliver on the offensive glass.
Duke is the team now that's starting to really dominate the boards. A big turnaround in the rebounding in the second half. And you got to ask, is Clemson getting tired? Duke players, as you said, don't play as many minutes. They can rotate in and out.
They've yet to score the Tigers here in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, Taylor on the drive had to go on her shoulder and out of bounds.
Clemson right now needs an answer. They've got to put some points on the board on this possession as we're getting close to the 5-minute mark.
Douglas facing is Inyang into the paint, a kick out. Whitehorn, 8 to shoot, wants to go to work, airborne, stolen. A theft by Richardson, 3-on-1, it's Taylor to lay it in.
Here comes Duke.
Up by 14 now as Whitehorn can't answer. An offensive rebound and a foul as Inyang will go to the line.
But Duke seems to be getting better as the game goes on and more energized.
But against this Blue Devil defense, it's starting to get laid early for the Tigers as the second free throw is good. And here in the fourth quarter, they've returned to their identity. They've done it with defense. No field goals yet for the Tigers in the fourth. Meanwhile, Taylor too strong with the jumper and the rebound inside for Inyang. So a 12-point game with 4.5 minutes to go. Perpignan surveying things, nothing doing, sends it over to Robinson on the right.
And Yang's got a little bit of a mismatch right there on Celeste Taylor, but she's staying away from the rim.
Robinson on the spin move, rewarded with free throws as she got by Day-Wilson. Foul on the Blue Devils. Free throws coming up for the Tigers when we come back. Robinson at the free throw line out of the timeout, able to get the first to go, especially with the way they press and can create turnovers, as the second free throw is good.
4-possession game.
You mentioned the three-point shooting, that's the game. The Blue Devils right now are plus 24 from behind the arc. They've made 9, Clemson's made 1. Meanwhile, Taylor with 4 to shoot, sends it up top for Day-Wilson at the right elbow. Oh, what a shot for Shayeann Day-Wilson. I imagine for the head coach of the Blue Devils, a perfect possession. Robinson looking for help, just lobs it up top. It's Perpignan. A crossover into the paint she goes, kicks out for a Robinson 3. Good ball movement. And Robinson now with 16, and Clemson back within 9.
Just give Day-Wilson an opportunity to eat some more precious time off that clock.
19 on the night for Amanda Butler's squad, and for Duke, that's their 11th steal of the evening. Meanwhile, inside, Heide's hacked at, and she'll shoot 2. And you talking about foul trouble. I mean, you got 2 of 4 for Clemson, Robinson and Hank. Brown has 4 for the Blue Devils as the free throw rattles out for Heide.
I mean, you've got some time, but you got to score quickly because Duke, Duke's just going to come down and use that clock up. It's not a lot of possessions left. You want to take good shots, but they got to happen earlier in the shot clock, and if you have a long-range opportunity, but the last thing you want to do is turn the ball over.
As Day-Wilson brings it across. Content to work the clock. Why not? Up by 9 with just over 2 minutes to go.
Now, we know what a crafty ball handler she is. Duke's going to go into a little spread the floor action. Oh, Celeste Taylor
launches. No. This place is ready to explode if that one would have gone down. Carol Lawson squad off to their best start in nearly a decade. Best start since the 13-14 season. Against a schedule that's 9th nationally in terms of difficulty, 2nd in the ACC as that one goes begging for the Tigers.
Coach Lawson telling us how they focused on their defense this summer and what a difference it has made for the Blue Devils squad.
And Inyang will come in with 1:36 to go and 2 free throws for the Blue Devils. 60-51 our score. At times this year it's been Balagoon. At times it's been a little bit of everybody. You know, Taylor and Balagoon. We talk about the 7 different leading scorers. Balagoon's led them 5 times, and Taylor's about to do it for the 5th time this season as she hits the 2nd.
To be a great defensive team, every member of that team has to be willing to put in the work, and that's what you see from Duke. Every player that comes off the bench plays defense at a very high level.
I mean, Richardson with some key thefts here in the 4th quarter. 62-51. There's the jumper. That is just the 2nd field goal for Clemson here in the 4th quarter. Never trailed in this one, leading by as many as 14. Clemson tied it at 26 late in the 2nd quarter, but a big 3 for de Jesus as there's a tie-up in backcourt. The possession arrow is going to keep it with the Blue Devils.
And they've just been really solid down the stretch. And right now for Clemson, they've got to come up with a steal, force a turnover. They got to gamble here. They got to go after it. They got to start to run and trap. They need this ball back. Duke's just going to try to run the clock out. And the question is, when does Clemson foul?
Well, half the shot clock is gone, but they are going to foul here as Douglas gets called for a reach-in. She has 10 and at the free throw line looking for point number 11 on the way.
She's an 84% free. God, we are just the. We just need to be quiet. Just need to be quiet. Wow.
11 of 17 tonight for a team that hits them coming in on the year at a 77% clip.
Tigers need a quick bucket here. They got to get it in and down the floor. See Balagoon with the face guard here.
Clearly, Amanda Butler trying to get some shooting out there, taking out Whitehorn, who struggled from distance this year, although she has one here tonight. As Douglas penetrates, pulls from 3 up top, a high arcer that's good. So Douglas gets one to go, her 10th of the season. And it's down to 7, under a minute to go in Cameron. And trying to give the foul, and finally the whistle goes to Bradford.
Sometimes coaches want to save those timeouts for the very end. Keeping it alive here.
Well, the other thing that's kept it alive, Duke is 4 of 9 at the charity stripe here in the 4th quarter, now 5 out of 10.
Shot great from behind the arc. Clemson's still alive in this one, and there's the open look.
Bradford couldn't get it to go, a little bit offline right. It's out of bounds and over.
And Clemson, you know, they've got a lot of games left to play, a lot of improving to do for their freshman, Ruby Whitehorn, I think who's been pretty impressive today.
Sometimes you got to beat somebody to do it, and she said that was a big step for them.
Big step, and a big step in confidence. When you see the work pay off and what the coaches are telling you come true, then you're ready to play the next one. And they took that and they won their next game against Wake Forest, a close one. They finished it by 1.
As de Jesus knocks down a pair. She's the 3rd into double figures now. 11 for her, and a 10-point game, 66-56 as we head towards the final 30 seconds of Cameron.
Now you've got to start looking at some long-range shots.
Robinson, Inyang going to try a jumper. That won't go. De Jesus the rebound, and Amanda Butler is going to call it off. No fouling here as the Blue Devils are going to win their 10th straight. Very impressive start to league play. Now 5-0 and 15-1 overall. Continuing to climb their way into national prominence. I don't think there's any question that under Carol Lawson, this Duke program is back.
This Duke program is just having an amazing season, and I don't know if anybody expected it, but they're here and they're competitive and they're willing to make a run for the ACC championship. Only undefeated team left in the ACC, 5-0, 15-1. Great night for the Blue Devils.